Well, since everybody else is complaining about the Corey story, aka Halloween Ends, I'll talk about the other thing everybody's complaining about, which is She-Hulk Attorney at Law. We just had the final episode wrap everything up, and it apparently really pissed off a lot of people, except apparently me, because I found it absolutely hilarious. I've found the entire show to be absolutely hilarious, and I like the fact that, they didn't take themselves seriously, even though there was a couple serious plot points here and there. But overall, it was just a fun 90s sitcom feeling vibe, crappy CGI, almost on purpose it seemed like at times, mix, and I enjoyed the show. I mean, we got to see Daredevil in the, as she called it, ketchup and mustard combination suit. I mean, it was a cool show. I love the finale. I love the fact that Marvel admitted to all their own mistakes by making fun of themselves on the very end of it. I think that's fantastic. And by the way, if you're wondering why I'm wearing this shirt while talking about the Hulk, I was filming something else and here we are. And I really have no idea why I have fire in the background. I think it's just because I know everybody's so fired up. But because that review went by a whole lot quicker than I thought it was going to, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the Corey story. Halloween Ends. Now then, it's been, I guess, almost a week since I've seen it. I saw it opening night, and I hated it from day one. I hated it. I walked out of that just livid. Hated the movie. But now, after kind of pondering on it for a while, I gotta say, it's okay. It's not that bad of a film. I mean, the problem is you went in expecting Michael Myers, and you didn't get Michael Myers. And a lot of people have been throwing out that, hey, it's kind of like a paying homage because the third Halloween film of the original Halloween movies did not feature Michael Myers. It was called Season of the Witch, which is a fantastic film, and I highly recommend that one. And I watch it all the time on Halloween. Matter of fact, my movies to watch on Halloween list is on there, and you should go check that video out right now. Go ahead, pause this, go watch that. You can come back and hear me rant about random subjects of stuff. But if you remember in the last film, Halloween Kills, Michael Myers was like superhuman strength, unstoppable, kind of like the guy on my t-shirt here. And I believe that was because he gets his power from negative energy, from anger and hate and evil. That's what powers him. And you remember, the entire town of Haddonfield had become a giant mob that was out to kill everybody. And I think that powered him, which made him have the ability to be like, what gave him the ability to kill like half of the town, which he did. So now we're in this film, and it's 4 or 5 years later, and he's living in the sewers like a Ninja Turtle, and this poor dude, Corey, who's just has some really bad stuff happen to him, is now full of all this rage and anger. When he runs into Michael Myers, it's like his rage and anger brought Michael Myers back to strength. But it takes him like an hour and a half to tell the whole story arc of Corey to make him into a killer. And yeah, there's going to be spoilers in here. Everybody else is talking about spoilers. So spoilers. I guess now you've been warned. So anyways, this Corey dude is now like the next in line to be Michael Myers, I guess. And I mean, it's a really cool concept, but you know what? If they were able to do that in like 30 minutes, or better yet, even an hour. Let's say Halloween Ends was 2 hours and 20 minutes, and you spent an hour doing the Corey story and gave us an hour and 20 minutes of Michael Myers doing Michael Myers stuff, and gave us a real finale between him and Laurie Strode instead of the last 10 minutes you threw this thing together and were like, hey, look, she killed him. But look, man. I got a problem with that too. There's this, he took on an entire town of people, mass murdering people, and Laurie Strode killed him and took him down in like 8 minutes. And I'm sorry, there's a few shots to the head and face that she took that should have killed her. There's no way a woman in her health, at her age, could have done the damage that he did and could have taken the damage that she was given and lived. No way. And I know we're talking about fictitious characters in a fictitious movie, but still, come on, you got to draw the line somewhere. Because when you do it in this time scale where you spend an hour and a half about Corey, and the movie's only like 2 hours to begin with, it's almost like they made this great slasher film about a character named Corey, and then they were like, holy crap, we forgot Michael Myers. Somebody write something in and fit Michael Myers in. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of all the Hellraiser sequels. Not the new one that just came out on Hulu, because that one's fantastic. Although after I watched it, I felt just filthy and I needed to take a hot shower, which I did. But the other sequels, they all were like scripts that were already written and no one knew what to do with them. So they're like, hey, let's throw Pinhead into it in like a couple scenes and bam, we got a new Hellraiser movie. That's kind of what this felt like. Like, this was a great script that has been sitting around forever, but for whatever reason, nobody would do anything with it. So they took it, threw a little sprinkle of Michael Myers in there, and they're like, bam, Halloween movie. It also has the same vibes as when they said, hey man, we're going to do a trilogy. Like, they just said that to sell the project, and that they actually had no plans of doing a trilogy. Like, they had nothing already written or planned out to do 2 more movies, and they're just been winging it, because this has that winging it feeling to it. But I think the biggest problem and the biggest complaint, and what's really pissing everybody off about this film, is the fact that they feel like they were lied to and did not get what they were expecting. And people who were for this film, I know they keep bringing up the original third film, Season of the Witch, and be like, hey, you know, that film went a different direction, and it didn't have Michael Myers in it, and it ended up being a cult classic, and so on and so on. But the big difference is that movie advertised that Michael Myers was not in the film, and it was a different story. This one didn't do that. They told you it was a Michael Myers film, and it was about the end of Michael Myers, and Michael Myers did nothing but show up in the end.